something special about buying an original owner car. At a little mom and pop pot lot, the car is parked in a back alley in a pretty sad state, if you will. I always like to check out any sort of paperwork, owner's manuals, anything like that. So I start thumbing through the service book, and the address of the original owner turned out to be less than 100 yards away from where I'm currently living. We swing by the house of the original owner, and let's just see if he's home. I want to meet the guy. So we pull down the driveway, and there is a brand new 2018 M Sport 750. So I'm like, all right, we've got to be at the right house. So turn around, pull back up to the front of the house, knock on the door, and Dr. John L. Graham comes to the door. He is about 95 years old and starts crying. It was a very, very special moment. Most important question I had when I saw the guy is, why'd you get rid of it? And after $70,000+ in receipts and service and maintenance and love, the headliner sagged. And that was the final straw that broke the camel's back. My name's Taylor Griffith, and I drive a 1988 BMW 735i. So once the car gets home, I start to realize that it needs absolutely everything. Leaking oil, leaking power steering fluid, worn out bushings, bad brakes, bad tires, curbed wheels, sagging headliner, and ripped seats. It had it all. But we knew that the car was special. It had a soul, it had good vibes, and it was something special to me instantly. So I knew that the car needed to be saved. And whenever I get my hands on a vehicle, I always try and make something unique. For me, I am obsessed with Dynon and vintage BMW tuners. So I knew that that was the route that I wanted to go with this car. So finding period correct parts when putting an old BMW together for me is extremely important. Anyone can go to ECS or FCP or Beamer Heads and buy the newest and the latest, greatest technology for one of these old cars. But really taking the time to source parts that were made 30 and 40 years ago is kind of an art, and it's something that I really, really enjoy. So spending hours searching Roadfly forums from 25 years ago and searching vintage Facebook postings for a guy selling camber plates or a guy selling sway bars is something that is really cool. And being able to get those parts finally after months and months of hunting is what makes a build like this so special. So about a year ago, I was able to go to the motherland, Germany, and visit all of the factories and all of the tuning companies, Alpina being one of them. And somehow we got lucky enough to finagle our way into the back rooms of Alpina. And it was a pretty thorough tour, looking at all of the part shells of the Schritt camshafts, the actual machining room where they're making wheels, the carbon fiber department where they're building splitters, the vinyl department where they're actually still making stripes, the stitching department where the same lady has stitched Alpina steering wheels for the last 35 years. Pretty wild. And lo and behold, I asked the question, what do you guys still sell? And Jonathan Ganser, I still remember the guy's name, was our tour guide. And he was like, we'll sell anything. So I get online when I get home and I place an order for the stripe kit, the wheels, the front bumper decals, the shift knob, the steering wheel, and it's all still available. Mind you, it is rather pricey, but on a build like this, the build is more important than the cost. So the parts arrived about 2 months later and they made it onto the car. favorite thing about driving and owning the E32 is the fact that you never see them anymore, but also the fact that while most of the model ranges in the 90s had the same motor and transmission as this car, nothing feels like a 7 Series. The way that it glides down the road at 100 miles an hour, the way that it takes corners and goes over valleys in the road with complete ease, but still maintains a sporty composure is really, really cool. Yeah, hey there, John. I live just across the street from you, and bought your old 7 Series BMW. How are you doing today?
Now I remember you. I certainly remember you. How's the old car running?
You know, so John, this is the reason why I'm calling you. I have completely restored the 7 Series over the past year and a half. The car looks better than the day that it actually rolled off the factory assembly line. I'm not kidding you.
Oh, golly days! I picked it up in Munich.
I know. I've got your.
Up in Munich, and I had a terrible time with it. I couldn't. I went down to Salzburg to the festival, and I couldn't turn red lights off. And I called up the factory, and they didn't know how to turn it off either. So I had a terrible time at first. But, you know, I survived.
Well, you know, John...
Anyway, you've got it all fixed up now.
I do. Do you mind if I put the car back in your driveway for 10 or 15 minutes here within the next 5 or 10 minutes?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay. Now, second question. I'm not sure, you know, obviously I don't need to be near you or anything like that with COVID. But is there a chance you might just come outside just to look at the car, just to kind of see what it looks like?
Well, sure, I can do that.
Okay.
Just ring the doorbell, and I'll just come out and look at the car.
Awesome, I appreciate that, because I just kind of, I know we had a photo of you and me with the car when I first bought it, and I just kind of want to get a photo of you looking at the car when it's all finished. I know it sounds stupid, but it would mean a lot to me.
Okay.
All right, thank you, John.
Fine with me. I'll be here all afternoon. Just ring the doorbell.
Hi there.
Hey there, Dr. John. How are you?
Oh, I'm hanging in.
Good.
So you want to take a picture of
Well,
me, huh?
I thought at least you'd like to be able to see what the car looks like when I'm all done.
Gosh, it's beautiful. It really is. It's just lovely. You do this kind of work for your business, don't you?
That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, it's very impressive. I was driving down El Camino and I felt this bump on my head.
That was the end of it.
That was the thing. I went down and bought a new car.